All right. Welcome to Not Married to the Name. And today we have no aim. We're just seeing what happens. Anyway, you got
Much
anything you
like
want to
all
say?
guys.
Yes.
Yeah, I want to start out today with a question. I went out last night, and I don't go out very often anymore, but my question is when you go out, is not swinging worse than striking out when it comes to talking to women?
A lot of people would say yes, but those people are probably pretty boys. Uh, I don't know, honestly. I never hit on girls, so I can't. I, I infiltrate their brains. I don't hit on them. I have a long game. I don't have a good short stroke.
All right. I
If we're
I
being
feel
completely
like
honest.
I live in a small town, so I went out and there's 30 chicks there at the bar. 30 of them had boyfriends, and the ones that didn't were kind of So I just didn't shoot any shots last night, and I feel like I get reminded of that if I'm single for a period of time and I go out. Um,
Look,
it's tough
herpes
at the
is
bar scene.
forever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never did the bar scene. I was too much of a stoner. Didn't really care for drinkers. I mean, obviously we've all drank and gone out and partied, but I'd say in total I've been to 5 bars and nightclubs in my entire life.
Wow.
Yeah, parties every weekend when I was in high school and college, but not. I wasn't in college. The college age era.
Yeah,
Um,
for those of you out there, you don't have to go to college to go to a college party or go to a party.
no, they're just a little bit more wild when their campus is close.
Yeah,
we
nothing's
used
better than going to a frat when you're not in the frat.
Oh yeah, I used to go up to Chico and party a lot. And for those of you who don't know, Chico is a infamous party town in northern-ish California, and I see some crazy ass parties there, like Van Wilder shit parties. And I just so
Yep.
happen to know the fraternity, like the head fraternity brother or whatever the hell they're called, of one of the crazier party houses. So we used to get to witness some debauchery.
You brought them drugs, didn't you?
Never. I wouldn't give people drugs that I wanted to take.
Speaking of which, if you're not watching the video and you're just listening,
Don't
please
do drugs.
check out Deuce has some artwork underneath his woman bed right now. And if you look closely, it looks like what's a pull-up bar, but really he has women go into a downward dog style position underneath the bed. And that's a strange sex position under there that he has going on.
Now you can grab onto the top of the frame and swing in. So
Yeah.
it really works out nicely. You're gonna get me in
Um,
fucking trouble, bro.
peeping and also I was peeping the art because if you haven't seen, Deuce added some new artwork for our creator dashboard on YouTube, and it's super sick. So go ahead and check that out if you haven't seen it yet. It's custom artwork.
It
I
was
love
me
it.
sitting on my couch. Yeah, you don't get to see much of it on the YouTube. I was actually kind of disappointed how much it chopped off. I thought it was gonna do like focus on the center and then kind of like fade and or blur out the top and bottom, but it really just cuts it out to just like the part that fits. Because when they tell you what this is the dimensions you'll need for the banner, and it's like, oh well, 99% of that is unusable, so we're gonna just use this little fucking center. It's
Don't you love that? Yeah, that's my life when I make these stupid
stupid.
TikToks for everything, and I make a perfect one, and then it only is compatible with one site, or they change it.
Yeah, um,
Uh,
it's stupid, but
I was gonna ask, how do we share that? How do you want to share that? And if people wanted to see it, did you have any recommendation?
you could post. I don't know. You have to tell me. I know you can post pictures on YouTube, and you can post obviously pictures on. What else are we on? I don't even know. Twitter.
Twitter, Rumble, Instagram, and TikTok.
We could put it on Twitter. Um,
Yeah, put it on Twitter. That'd be a good idea.
so yeah, I think that's the easiest, probably the most accessible for images outside of Instagram. But I don't have Instagram anymore, so I can't post it. I took my Instagram down probably a year and a half ago, and I do not regret it.
Yeah, it's Instagram is an addictive platform. I like
It's
it for
cancer,
UFC, NASCAR, and football.
which is a
But
lot of
God,
that on there.
yeah,
Yeah, it's great because like me and my buddy, we send memes back and forth all day long or whatever. Whenever you're taking a shit, you sit down on Instagram and scroll. But it's actually nicer to not get on Instagram because there's also a lot of like political commentary that, yeah, you might agree with, but at the same time, I'm really not trying to hear it. It's not something I
I
want to
gotta
deal with
say
every
it.
day.
Everyone has a friend on Instagram that's in your Instagram DMs, and they're sending you reels and videos constantly.
Those are my
And
people.
if oh, you like those people?
Yeah, because
I
I love the variety. It doesn't bother me because it's like if it was somebody text messaging me every day, I would be irritated, especially if I didn't want to really talk to them. But if they're just sending reels and not any text in between them, who cares? To me, it's like if people that get bothered by that, I don't understand it because you don't have to look at the fucking reels and you don't have to respond to them either. And sometimes
true.
there's gold in there. There's gold in them boogers.
I it depends on who's sending them, but I agree.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
true.
mean, I sort of agree. I
I
get
don't have
a lot of reels, like 4 a day from one guy I know,
well, I
and they're
don't
all
I also didn't have any friends that I didn't want to talk to in my like Instagram follower list. So it wasn't like I just followed everybody from my high school. It was very specific.
I don't really have. I mean, all my friends, I have very limited. I cleaned it out, and they're all good friends, but they're just not the same humor. They're highly sexualized humor in the videos, and I hook my phone to Bluetooth at the school all day, so I gotta be pretty careful.
And you do a
I'm not
podcast with
trying to
me.
get fired. Yeah.
Hey, you shouldn't be able to get fired off for something that's completely natural. It's natural.
Oh, it's nothing to do with. Yeah, it's our own thing. Of
Yeah.
course,
Yeah.
I agree. It's like a chick who's a teacher having an OnlyFans, but
That's a
not
little
that bad.
different.
Yeah,
That's a
they
little
should get
different.
fired.
Yeah, I don't know if they should get fired. Maybe they should have to fuck the principal and all the male teachers on their OnlyFans, and then it's legit. But
Fuck that. I want to see the female teachers.
the lesbian porn.
Yeah.
Okay, and we are
I don't want to
also
see some
assuming
65-year-old dude getting down.
it's more of a shaming thing than oh that's hot. It would be more of a shaming thing, being like, oh, you have OnlyFans and you fucked every dude at the school. How do you feel about yourself?
Ugh. Yeah.
Whatever. OnlyFans
One
girls
teacher,
are
hey,
human too.
one teacher that worked at my school when I was younger, she started out at our school and she went up to a school up north and slept with two of her students and is not teaching anymore, but did
Look,
not go to jail because she quit.
look. All these dudes who are like, oh, my teacher begged me when I was 14. Shut the fuck up. You were beating your meat for fucking 6 hours before you went to school that day. Like, shut up. Stop it. You got lucky and got laid. You're just mad that she's not as hot as some of the
It's
other
it's
teachers.
it's not the parents. I mean, it's not the kids. It's the parents that are getting those boys in trouble. And then
It's
those
the
boys are just they wanted the attention and they realized that they couldn't handle the
you got to
attention or
remember
something.
too when you're that young, yeah. Like trying to understand what's going on and why everybody has a problem with it's real difficult. You can get manipulated real easily into a narrative, even though that wasn't, people
I
are
don't like
people.
that those
People are
teachers,
horny.
yeah,
It's
those women
true.
teachers, man, they need to get the same punishment, I think. I don't know.
Yeah, well, because if a dude teacher does it,
I don't like the
he's a
double
pervert.
standard.
Yeah,
I think those women need to face the same consequences.
it should just be publicly shamed. Although some of them might get off to it, but like, yeah, dudes get treated like perverts and women get treated, like the victim. Whatever.
Oh, this conversation went dark quick.
It hasn't gotten half as dark as it could, though. Let's move on. What else you got going in your head over there? Anything?
Nothing that anyone listening to this podcast or this show would like. But realistically, happening in the world right now, NASCAR just had their championship today. Joey Logano won,
I only
and
know Joey
football.
Logano's name because he was in Gran Turismo 5. He had a car.
Did he really?
Yeah, Joey Logano. He
He's
used to race for
he,
GameStop, didn't he? Here he had a GameStop sponsorship.
I'm not sure. He's a legit wheelman though.
Yeah, I know.
He's really good.
They wouldn't put some no name in. I think it was him and Jeff Gordon were the two in
Oh,
GT5. I'm just
Jeff
saying, as in
Jeff Gordon.
real racers, whatever. I'm not getting into the politics of racing.
No, you're good. And then, yeah, other than that, football happening today.
There's bigger
The
news than
Vikings,
that.
ugly
Bitcoin
game,
just
but that's
crested
it.
81K, by the way. If you can.
I have it written down. I had
Okay.
Bitcoin as the next topic.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh,
Yeah.
had a light issue here.
That's a world exclusive. A week later,
Yes,
because
for
we don't
those
do
of
it
you
live.
guys,
We don't do it live.
Bitcoin. If you have Bitcoin out there and You want to
We
gloat in
take
the
Bitcoin
comments.
donations.
Yeah.
I'll give you a wallet address.
Yeah. Gloat right into our wallet address, will you
Yeah.
please?
We are not rich, but a few Bitcoin would make a man real happy right about now. Just a few,
I
just 2 Bitcoin. It's not 1, 2. Just, I
Give me
mean,
point one, God damn it. Give me point one.
this
I'll
guy
be
wants
fine.
point 0.2. That's 111,000 rubles right now.
I will quit my
Oh
job.
no,
I
1
will quit
million.
my job and start. I have a business that I've hashed out. I will start the
If
business
I had
immediately.
a tangible, if I had that money, that amount of money tangible right now, like physical, had actual that amount of cash, I would definitely be investing in myself 100%. Because right
Mm-hmm.
now I'm in debt trying to invest in myself, and it's really hard. Like I did the clothing thing, and I was so hyped to do it all. I did it all legit. Went through the states, signed up, through the federal government for my tax ID number and all that dumb shit. And it wound up costing me more money than I made at the end because one, I ran out of steam because it's really difficult to motivate yourself when nobody is in the background kind of championing for you. But yeah, if I had like double the money that I had started with, I think I would still be attempting to do it because I wouldn't have felt that financial crunch towards the end where I'm like, I have to either make money or change the direction I'm heading right now. Excuse me.
Yeah, those t-shirts are tough, man. T-shirt businesses are tough.
Well, especially because it's just a design on a T-shirt. I wasn't selling like here. I guess I can just kind of show like it's not just like photoshopped fucking nipples, or something stupid on the shirt. It was all my original art, but it's really hard to get noticed. I got to shout out Cheesy. He was the only one from the Wreckfest community that supported me to that level, um, and I appreciate him for that. But
Even I'm a scumbag, yeah.
no, you're
Thank
not
you,
a
Cheesy,
scumbag.
for
You just
buying our buddy's
we
t-shirt.
just don't have money. Um,
Yeah, true
and I
that.
spent all my money on trying to start that up. But yeah, if I had double that amount of money, I'd have been able to actually pursue it more like, you know, hardcore. But I had to branch off because I wasn't profitable, and I was running out of capital in general. So that was
I
a
thought
tangent.
we should have made like baseball cards for all of our Wreckfest people. I thought that'd be cool.
Oh,
Take
that you
screenshots.
kind of started doing that when you were hosting the little like races, when you would be like just in the game chat being like first, you would keep track of everything, but
I'm so much better at graphic designing now than I was. I think
you pick up a
I'm not really
lot.
a graphic designer. I'm just good
You're
with
good at
certain
layouts.
types of design software.
Yeah.
So I could really do those quickly now. I was doing motion capture like on I was using like images and putting motion images over other images, and that took too much time.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it would be a fun little project. Definitely. Maybe when Wreckfest 2 comes out, we just don't say anything and we can actually do little baseball cards or almost like Pokemon cards. Even
Hmm.
do one for like Cheesy that says biggest douche or whatever. And then
Hmm.
I could print stickers packs of them and we could sell them to them. We can make money off of them. Suckers, buy my stickers.
Yep.
That would actually be a good idea. We could sit together and design those and then print out stickers of them and stuff.
They're gonna steal our lawnmower aura so hard when that
They've
game
already
comes.
stolen it.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I
Like
mean, I got to
it's
give it to
it's
Orca
dead.
though. Orca's an OG mower driver, and he still does it every once in a while. So shout out Orca for sure.
Yes.
Orca, I doubt he'll ever see this, right? But I think he was probably the most supportive person I had in my chat. Not financially supportive, and because that's not what I was looking for. I was looking for people like him that would just be in the chat all the time. More than subscribing, more than donating, I wanted viewership, and he was the type of viewer I liked. Chimed in sometimes, wasn't yammering the whole time in the chat. Didn't just come
Yep.
in for half a second and leave. He actually stuck around and
Jiggy.
yeah, fuck you, Jiggy. Jiggy's always
One
in there for
comment
like 30
leaves.
seconds. Yeah, that guy.
Come to my stream or
Yeah,
something, and then
I
just
blocked him
leaves.
from saying that. Fucking dickhead. Yeah, come over to Jiggy, twitch.tv.jiggysr. Fucking bitch. If he wasn't
I saw
9
this
feet tall.
I saw this big ass dude at the grocery store today and immediately was gonna take a picture and put it in Discord and be like, Jiggy in the flesh.
Hey, do you know who Hutch is?
No.
Okay, he's a streamer. He's a roleplay streamer. And
Yes. Is he the cop? Fat cop?
yeah,
Yeah.
he's like 6'7", 6'9" or whatever. So he's like he's the same size as Jiggy. So just bow-legged fucks. I'm just kidding. I love you. I love you, Jiggy. You and your pocket pussy.
Imagine Jiggy jumping up on that bed.
It would support him. That thing's beefy. You know
It
how
would
like
support him.
regular beds have slats. Mine has 2x4s going across with a 2x4 horizontally going down the middle. So that bed's ready for fucking. that
You
bed can
try
take it.
you tried that new treadmill out yet?
Oh yeah, ran a mile yesterday. Not very much, but
Nice.
you know, a mile is a lot more than 0 miles.
What speed?
Um, 6 miles an hour. It's not the fastest
Perfect.
treadmill. It's a pretty slow treadmill overall. And actually, if I have my computer on and use the treadmill, it blows the breaker and I have to go reset it. So it's kind of annoying.
Oh
But
my gosh.
yeah, it's that cheap Chinese shit. Oh, that's what's so funny about this thing. So when you start it up, right? It has this semi-American sounding female voice says something, and then it goes Bluetooth mode. Bluetooth mode. As soon as I heard the Chinese accent, I was like, I am not plugging anything of mine Bluetooth to this fucking treadmill. Who the fuck's this speakers on this thing sound worse than the phone speakers? Why would I do
Thank you
that
for
to
running
myself?
on my treadmill. I can't even do it. I can't even do it.
It's okay, you don't
Try,
have to.
trying to think of how they do it in South Park.
Oh, Frank Roo. Frank Roo. And I'm not hating on Chinese people. I love Chinese language. I love the Chinese language. It's one of my favorite sounding languages. I learned a little bit
I,
of Mandarin, but that shit. If you don't have someone to talk to all the time, language is hard to keep in your head.
oh yeah, I'm sure.
I'm learning
If you
Dene
don't use
right
it, you
now.
lose it.
Yeah,
What are you learning?
Dene. Navajo, basically.
Oh, yep.
Mm-hmm.
Um, let me think of one. I know. Keep talking.
I don't know what to say. I'm at a loss for words.
Ah, I know some Native American language too. There's so many. It's
Yeah.
hard to. I'm sure they don't really match up with each other.
Some have similarities, but yeah, they're pretty different at the end of the day. But anyway, enough of that. Chinese treadmill. Highly recommend. 5 out of 5. I just canceled this, bro.
Blows break, blows, blows breaker.
Bro breaker guarantee.
Yeah.
I went from last summer around this time is when I stopped running last year, and I was running 5 to 6 miles every other day, and I still have the drive, but as soon as I'm like, Tarkov, much easier on my back.
It'll be
Actually,
interesting to see how that thing
knees.
goes 5 miles. How if it handles it just
I
fine
don't think
then.
I'm ever gonna get myself. I'll probably be able to do 5 miles, but I'm not really trying to get to 5 miles. I'm trying to get to more like 2 to 3 miles every couple days, and weight train more often. It's because when I was running, I was skinny as fuck. I was like cut, but I want more mass on my body. I weigh 176 right now, and I was down to 145.
Damn.
Yeah, that's how much meat I've put on. The crazy part is I bought jeans, like, yeah, brand new jeans when I was hella skinny, and then I put on a couple pounds, like 20 pounds I think is what I'm heavier now. I'm like, can't even think about putting them on. So
I think I might start taking. So I didn't start taking creatine until last year, but I might start taking that full time now.
I don't take
Just
any
because of
supplements.
the benefits from creatine seem too overwhelmingly positive to
Yeah,
not
also the
take.
financial hit from buying creatine all the time, to me, it doesn't make any sense. But
Oh
this is the
no,
way I look at it.
it's
Is in a survival situation, you're not going to have protein powders and all this dumb shit. So I'm eating as if I would normally and not supplementing my life at all. Cuz
yeah. I would only recommend creatine and protein. I take non-stim pre-workout if I feel like it, but I don't take it. I haven't taken pre-workout in probably a year. I was just gonna say creatine, price wise, if you go to buckedup.com during Black Friday, it's 27.99 right now for a container. You can get it's half off. It's gonna be like 13 bucks a container on Black Friday in 2 weeks. So 1 week from now, if you're watching this podcast, it's gonna be super cheap. And all creatine monohydrate's the same. So
That's the new kind of creatine that they use, right? They used to have the one that would hold a lot of water weight, and then
they all
there's
do.
does it, but it doesn't hold.
Yep.
There was one. There's two different types of creatine, right? Well, probably more than two, but the two that they used in workouts, I don't remember. It's not a big deal. I don't really
Mo-
give a shit. I'm not a
Monohydrates just produce I mean, creatine's produced in the liver. Monohydrate brings water into the muscles, helps
DMT's
with
produced
cognitive
in
function. So
the
if you know
kidney.
anyone with dementia symptoms, could be worth it trying to get them on creatine. And they also, what they say years ago, CBD for dementia or
CBN.
CBG now, CBN.
Yeah, I don't know. One of those. There's a whole bunch of different cannabinoids that are beneficial for you. So what's it's not
Oh,
legal in your
losing
state now,
focus.
is it?
No, it's not. The vote was like within 3,000. So it's 51-49, but it was like 50-50 really.
Honestly, the best answer and the reason I don't really care about legalization of I've always this is another tangent here. We'll just call this episode tangent of unproportional. um, I've always been on the black market side of cannabis. Coming from Sacramento, it's kind of yeah, there's a bunch of dispensaries there, but 99% of the people in the weed industry in Sacramento are doing it under the table. What they're doing now. This is 15 years ago, but I don't know what they're doing now, so no snitching. But but when they legalize it, all they're doing is saying you can smoke it if you pay us taxes. So I've always been a fan of decriminalization of it and just let the free market be the free market. It's I don't know why we're taxing this shit to hell and back. It's a fucking plant you can literally grow in your house at
What do you
pretty
say to people
minimal
that
effort.
What do you say to the argument that it's safer, there's no fentanyl laced with it or anything like that?
Who the fuck is wasting money putting fentanyl in their weed? No,
Right,
no weed
right.
dealer wants to make their weed more expensive for them to sell, so their bottom dollar's less. Plus, if you put fentanyl in your weed, you might kill somebody, and then you'll never get another sale. So, I mean, it ain't that hard to get into someone's cell phone and track who they've been calling, kind of timeline things out. But either way, um, one, you have to be a shitty person to be doing that, and
Oh
two,
man.
I mean, I guess fentanyl's cheap. I don't know, and I've never had the desire to do fentanyl. It's honestly gotten me. I mean, I don't do drugs anymore anyway. But if I was a kid, I'd probably still be doing drugs. But I'd be a lot more weary of taking pills that are even prescription because anybody can press a pill
Yeah.
with the right
I know three
equipment.
people that have died from fentanyl now that I've known personally.
Yeah, most of my friends that died from oxycontins,
Ugh.
oxycontin and Vicodin. Mostly, it would be like they'd be taking Vicodin and they'd be taking so much fucking Vicodin that you don't even know how they're getting money to do it. I mean, I'm talking like popping 16 yellows at a time. And for anybody who knows anything about Vicodin, you know what a yellow is, Norcos. Um, but they would graduate. Once you're fistfulling Vicodin, you graduate to the big dogs, and that's when people start dying. Because one, their drug tolerance is already high from doing that much Vicodin, and then they start doing that at an addict level, and then they get kind of used to it, but your body is still a body, and when you overdo it, you're gonna die. So
Hmm.
I think we probably lost four or so friends to OxyContin.
My brother rents out real estate places. He's got five houses that he rents out for people,
Mm-hmm.
for families. And last yesterday he went in last night and the whole place was trashed and the people had abandoned the place that we're living where he's at. And they found a Starbucks transfer request and now they know where these people ran off to. Estimated about $6,000 worth of damage and two trailer loads full of garbage. He
Oh,
was in
like left
there.
like their furniture and shit.
Yep, and just dirty diapers, everything. He was there 3 months ago. He said it was clean,
That
and
kind
this
of
is
blatant disrespect should be punishable by death. I'm just saying. Like, okay, I don't know if you've been following. You know who Johnny Somali is?
No.
Okay, he's a streamer kid who does IRL streams, but he intentionally is annoying in public. He's kind of like Jack Doherty on crack. You know who Jack Doherty is?
Nope.
Okay, well, you're really out of the loop of annoying people. Jack Doherty
Thank God.
is a super annoying little fucking prick. I would love to say what I want to call him, and everybody knows what I'm thinking, but I'm not gonna say it. But he hides. So Jack Doherty hides behind his bodyguard, who's usually a big ass fucking black dude, you know, 6'5" and up. So he'll go and talk shit to people, and then his bodyguard will step in. Well, in my opinion, they should both get shot in the head. Just saying. I'm just saying that bodyguard is just as big of a piece of shit for selling out for money to protect this little turd nugget. Your camera, there it goes. Anyway, there's this kid Johnny Somali right now who's facing prison time in Korea for just being a nuisance, talking, kind of just talking down to their culture, demeaning all the people around him. And what brought me into this conversation, by the way? What led into me talking
People
about him?
that the trash the apartment.
Oh, he's just the same type of thing. Like he's just disrespectful, and I feel like I don't know why it is in this day and age that people that are that blatantly disrespectful to the masses don't get their heads cut off. I don't understand why our society has gotten so soft that we prop up all these pieces of shit and don't do anything about it. I don't understand.
Hopefully, I was just talking about it today. Like kids now today, they ride around town with their heads down in the car. They don't recognize anything around them. They don't know new businesses or what businesses are in town. If I ask them about it, they have no clue on what's going on around us. So
I
it's
mean,
not going to get any better unless things change from the
parenting side.
marketing media perspective and parenting probably.
Yeah, I feel like social media is a real downfall to because people are dumb in general. Like realistically, most people are good at one thing or a range of things within the same spectrum. Um, so as a whole, we're able to accomplish a lot because of the variance in people that we have. But I know some people that are so fucking stupid. I don't know how they drive a car. I don't know how they function. Like I don't know how they know to eat. That's how fucking dumb they are. And I'm like these are the most common people. If you think you're smart,
Yeah.
you're probably feel like everybody's smart because the people who you're around you are smart. Because, you attract similar qualities. So, yeah, most people are fucking dipshits. And I'm not saying that I'm a genius, and I know that everybody who says that people are dumb says that same fucking thing. I know I'm not smart, but like realistically I'm not a retard. But at the same time, there's a lot I don't know. Like I couldn't do quantum mechanics. I couldn't do, I could probably do brain surgery if it wasn't learning every single detail and only learning the specific procedure, you know? And that's just on a mechanical level, not necessarily anything else. And then some brain surgeon's going to be in the comments. You fucking wish, bro. Fuck you.
Dude,
Anyway,
they say you should surround yourself with five people and you should be the least of them all. And I don't really try to do that. I just try to surround myself with people that are kind of hungry.
I,
Uh,
I,
I don't do a very good job of it.
yeah, I think I surround myself with nobody at the moment. I have two relatively close friends. I have a girlfriend, and then I have a few acquaintances, and then friends that I hit or miss talk to. Buckster, who I haven't talked to him really in months. So he went from being a good friend to just an acquaintance, within the last year and a half. And he can blame himself because I haven't gone nowhere. He thinks riding a mountain bike makes him a superior being, although you would like something
Dude,
ramming up your ass, Buckster, you little bitch.
ooh, my name
Ooh.
Buckster. I like biking with my dad, and then afterward hot sauna with the old man.
My bike have no seat, only
Yes.
bar.
I got a question for you. So like last night I'm at the bar, run into a guy that I haven't seen who I used to play video games with on a nightly basis. My best friend also was really good friends with this guy. So my best friend at the time, probably about 3 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
his wife and this other guy's wife, who I saw at the bar last night, told them they need to quit playing video games.
He
So
said
then
the
they
one that
just,
used to game
yeah, they
said
just
this.
quit. They quit talking to me, two of them, and their wives made them cut out video games completely. So they still game, of course, but
Only
they
the
did not
married
talk to
guys.
me, and it was a way for us to talk and chat. Like it's not like we lived in different cities, so it's not like we could go hang out. Well, this guy's now got one of them has 3 kids and the other one has a couple of kids. Ran into this guy at the bar last night. I didn't really have anything to say, and I don't hold grudges on anybody, but why would I want to associate and talk with this guy after he just
Cut you
pumped
out.
me out because his wife told him he couldn't play video games anymore?
If anybody stops playing video games for their wife or girlfriend, just give her your whole nutsack and give her your man card. You ain't no man. I mean, I'm sorry, but that if you're gonna marry somebody, they should know who you are, and you shouldn't have to mold yourself to what they want you to be after you fucking put a ring on it. I'm sorry. I'll dig a
What's funny
ditch and
is
bury you.
I think they both fucking figured it out and they were just too dumb to realize like what they were doing at the time. Not the guys, I mean the wives figured it out. Like they weren't going to change these guys.
They did
These
change them.
guys, yeah, they did change them, but these guys were so whipped they went to all the family events for their siblings. Like he would go to his wife's sister's games every night. He'd eat with her grandparents on the weekend, and you
Oh, he's
cannot
full
like
cucking. Her pussy must have been
two,
good.
yeah, 2 hours of gaming a week. I don't know, man.
Look, I mean,
He'd have his fucking washing machine blopping in the background. Sorry, I got to do my laundry,
yeah,
bitch.
I feel for him, for them, because I know people who've done the same thing. They just disappear. Like I've always been disappeared. I'm the great Deuce Dini. I don't like being around people. That's why I'm always gaming. My thing is gaming. That's how I've met. The only people I've never met Tyler in real life, but he's
Really?
no, but he worked with Buck for 3 years, something like that. So he knew Buckster in real life. Buckster got him onto Tarkov, and then from Tarkov, basically me and Tyler are the only two that play it anymore. And I've never even met Tyler. I've never met you. I've never met Jiggy or Term or any of the guys that I game with. I don't know any of them IRL. They're all they're all online acquaintances, and most of them are of like mind, I guess, in the sense that we all game hard.
Yeah, I think
And Term has a girlfriend,
I would have
and
never even known you didn't meet Tyler.
oh no, just by the way he always talks about fucking my mom.
Yeah. Well, just because you guys have, I guess since I've ever known you, you guys talk all the time like normal. So
Yeah, no, Tyler just is just super cool. So it's just easy when you find somebody who's, I mean, the guy's got 4 kids, so he's got 4 kids, and he's still addicted to Tarkov. I mean, because he's a manager. He's not just just a little desk jockey. He's on the road all the time, meeting clients. The guy's busy, but he still finds time to game with a wife and 4 kids. So anybody who's
Superman
like,
Henry Cavill, he's our only guy that we can look up to as gamers because he plays World of Warcraft and he doesn't give a fuck.
you know, I don't respect anybody that plays World of Warcraft. I'm just kidding. I never got into it. I was never a fan of a game that, except outside of Tarkov, but that's because there's things about it that drew me in. But I don't play games that are super intense on the learning side. Like, I can play any game, but to master a game or to get good at a game, you have to start learning either how to play the meta or how to counter the meta. And it's kind of, yeah.
Says the guy who plays Tarkov.
Yeah, but Tarkov's an FPS first and foremost. So, like, you don't need, you can buy a Makarov. You don't need a tight loadout to play the game, you know. But yeah,
Yeah,
Tarkov
as
is the
far as World
exception
of
for me.
Warcraft, it's brought us two good things. One, it brought us the Leroy Jenkins video.
I heard that was
Two,
scripted.
it was. I heard that too. That's some crap.
Whatever, still iconic.
Yeah.
And
I don't know how I feel about that.
what, being scripted?
Yeah.
I mean, it's just like, what if we did a Tarkov video, or there's people that do RP that's scripted. There's some servers that do semi-scripted events, and then there's some servers that are strictly made for content where you like plan out what's gonna happen and shit like that. I don't have any feeling positive or negative to that. Content's content. So in that regard, I don't feel any type of way about the Leroy Jenkins thing. The fact, oh, that's what we should talk about. But the fact that it felt organic, that's all that mattered to me. That felt as real as it gets. You all have that friend who's just like fucking AFK and then gung ho as soon as I get back. So
That was a video. I had that as a video ringtone for a long time for a buddy of mine. The other thing it brought us was South Park. I was going to mention that one of the best South Park episodes.
oh yeah, that one's amazing.
Wholesome too, like the dad Randy and Stan. They had a nice wholesome moment in that
it's
movie.
just like real life.
Or
Like
TV.
I know people who are hardcore that not WoW, they played StarCraft, but their dad was like a damn near, you know, fully invested in this game. That was all he played was StarCraft, and
My,
that was their bonding.
my
game.
dad's never played video games except for barely when I was a kid. And we played ATVR for Fury 2, and he's 58 years old now. I mean, sorry, he's sick. My dad's 68 years old, and those were some of my funnest memories when I was a kid. Was playing four-wheeling games with my dad. It doesn't matter if he was good or not. It was just fun.
Yeah, my dad didn't game either, except for so when I was young, Nintendo was brand new, so he had a Nintendo. I think before I was born, because he was in his early 20s when I was born. Um, but he would play like Mario and Duck Hunt, but that was pretty much the extent of it. After that, me and my younger brother pretty much just kind of shot
Yep.
up. You know, he didn't play anything we played. One time, my mom played Parappa the Rapper and got into freestyle mode, and we didn't even know you could do that. Her timing was just impeccable.
I've never heard of that.
You never played Parappa the Rapper? Oh my
Nope.
god, it's a rhythm game on PlayStation 1, I believe. Um, there was Parappa the Rapper. It's basically like you've probably seen the animation or at least a screenshot of it, but the first scene is in a karate dojo and it's kick, punch, it's all in the mind. It's so good, such a good game. You need to that if I was to recommend a game like Grant and what's his name?
Tyler?
No,
Oh,
Grant's
James.
yeah, Grant and James do, and they like recommend games. 100% recommend Parappa the Rapper. Uh, solid game, solid game.
Oh, you were going to talk about something right before we talked about South Park. You were talking about World of Warcraft. You said you wanted to bring up
Okay,
something.
have you ever seen Pure Ownage?
No.
Poor guy. Okay,
Have I seen anything this fucking episode?
no. So Pure
Yeah.
Ownage is a video game related TV show. The writer of it, the main character, his name's Jeremy. He's kind of a douche in real life. But I also think that he's an alcoholic now, unfortunately, because he started
Oh,
streaming again a couple years back, and he was just drinking too much for my taste. And I feel like he got a little bit too much fame for what he was doing, and his head got huge, and now he's trying to live with the fact that he will forever be a legend, but nobody knows who he is anymore. You, prime example. But anyway, the show is
damn.
called Pure Ownage, and I don't really want to dive too much into it. I almost feel like you should watch it. There's three versions of it. There's the web series, which was originally on YouTube, which you can find. I highly recommend watching it. It's a little weirder than the Hulu adaptation of it. Same actors, same cast, and everything. Just a little bit done, a little bit. The web series is more nerdy. It's super hardcore nerd. Like he's a professional gamer, and he's got Uber Micro. So when he hits the keyboard, he's like fucking just, you know. Anyway, so there's the web series, the Hulu adaptation, and then they did a movie, and the movie is genius. The movie is it. I'm not trying to take anything from the guy by saying he's an alcoholic. I think he's hilarious. I think everything he's done is good. Everything he touches turns into gold. But I highly recommend you watch at least the web series. I'd write it down. Write it down. Get a pen and a paper. Write this shit down. It's Pure Ponage. PWNAGE. but I think you should watch that. That's what I was thinking about. I think you should watch that, and then maybe we can do an entire episode on that. Don't worry, it'll focus eventually. I
Yeah.
think that would make some fun content. That would give me a chance to rewatch it again too, and kind of familiarize myself again. But anyway,
Do you have any other unknown YouTube's viral videos from back in the day that you'd recommend people to watch?
viral videos? No, I my shit's all from E-Bomb's world. Like that's where my Homestar Runner. You ever heard of that?
Nope.
My God, you are a young child. Homestar Runner was
I must have
before.
missed everything you watched.
Well, no, Homestar Runner was before YouTube. It's on YouTube now. Actually, they started making them again. I don't really follow it though, but it was before YouTube. It was their own website. It was hyper interactive. There was like it was when not HTML, HTML. It was when Flash was really big. So like their whole website was like animated and stuff, and there's like hidden things all over that people would find. But anyway, it was like a web cartoon series. I highly recommend going back and watching Homestar Runner. That one's good. And
I'll have to
then
think.
I was gonna say the ultimate viral video is the GI Joe series. Have you seen those?
No,
They're voice dubbed over. I'll find
I'll have to.
I'll find one and I'll send you the link to that because that's where it's at for sure.
I'd say some of mine, maybe Unforgivable, the 3 videos of Unforgivable, where there's a dude in the woods.
Mm-hmm.
You remember
Mm-hmm.
chicken sandwich and waffle fries?
Mm-hmm.
That. And then there's one where a dude rides a bear. I don't remember what they're called. Guy on a buffalo.
Oh,
Guy on a
guy on a
buffalo.
buffalo. Yeah, my buddy.
Yeah.
When we used to play Red Dead, the original one, you could unlock the buffalo, and he used to be like, "Guy on a buffalo."
Yeah. Those are awesome videos.
Yeah. Let's see. What about gaming? What is there to even talk about in gaming right now? I feel like it's really slow. I don't think that besides like all this kind of dog shit games that come out, like Black Ops 6, zero interest in playing it. Haven't want to play a Call of Duty game for 15 years. It's just it's a burnt out game. They would probably make more money, right? Not making a new game, just adding content to that game and doing it old school style where it's DLC. Because they're not
Yeah.
changing shit. I mean, yeah, it's different studios every release, but you know, why? It could be
Doctor
two different
Disrespect.
studios, but just different layouts. It's dumb. What did Doc say?
The doc made a great reel the other day where he's just running around the corner and dying. And he's like, all right, here we go. We're going to spawn. We're going to go for this spot. We're going to try and hit the head. Oh, we missed the head. Now we're dead. Back in the spawn again. Going back for the same spot. Oh, he dived around on us. And it's just going the same thing. Then he's like, oh, guys, we made it to the spawn. Or we made it to their spawn. We got a new experience. And then he dies right away. He's like, same shit. And
Call
he was already tired of it.
Call of Duty is one of the most infuriating games because unless you're on a straight terror, it's pretty much spawn in, kill, die, spawn in, kill, die, spawn in, die,
Yeah.
die, kill, die. You know, like it's like a constant butt fucking. But
So hard to get a kill streak now.
I haven't played. You know, it's too fast. I think for me now. And unfortunately,
Yeah.
I think Overwatch is my pace. Unfortunately, because Overwatch is fun, but I can't get behind the dev team.
You know what game looks so if you guys go to the energy drink part of the gas station and you look at an orange Rockstar, you could see a new game called I think it's called Avowed, Avowed, or there's a new game. I don't know if it's made by the Dark Souls people or by the Skyrim people.
Hopefully, it's the Dark Souls people because the Skyrim people are dog shit. The last game they made was pathetic. I put 20
Okay.
hours into the game, hoping, everyone always says this is about Starfield. Everyone's like, "Oh, it gets so good. It's so good." Stop texting me, you fucks. Um, and then I played it, and I was like, oh, they said it gets good after 20 hours or 10 hours or something like that, and it never got good. The story makes no fucking sense yet.
This one's called Avowed. It's by Obsidian Entertainment, published by
Yeah.
Xbox Game Studios,
Ugh.
and it releases in February. So it's not out yet, but they already have stuff on the energy drink cans that came out.
I have nothing. I have no information on that game. I've never even heard of it, and I maybe heard of it in passing, but Obsidian's pretty much off my radar. Anybody developing under the Microsoft brand, off my radar. Anybody developing under the Sony brand, off my radar. Um,
Obsidian makes Fallout,
yeah,
South Park, and
that was their
The
last good
Outer
game.
Worlds,
The
which
the
was Game of
Outer
the Year.
Worlds was actually really good. So wait, is Obsidian not? Someone's gonna fucking roast me now. Okay, but they Obsidian did Oblivion, didn't they? Or is that? I guess
Oblivion
not.
was made by the Skyrim people, right?
I thought they were. I guess not. Oh, okay. I'm pretty sure Obsidian is a branch of people that broke off from. But I don't know. We're getting into territory that I would need to
You know what?
research because I don't fucking
We
know
don't
right
have
now.
time to look up this stuff sometimes. Next time we will look up this stuff if we're going
Nor
to
the
talk about these
fucking
kind of things,
energy.
but who cares?
Yeah, who
Yep.
gives a shit? Who? If it's a
Game doesn't.
Microsoft studio, I want nothing to do with them. Although I will say, The Outer Worlds was a fucking great game. It was really fun. It was like what Starfield should have been, but in a more Fallouty world. So kind of a goofy retro vintage kind of atmosphere, but done well.
Have
Good
you heard of
story.
Have you heard of Micro Hard?
That's what I am right now.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's Xbox when it eats more fiber.
When it eats more fiber. Oh my god, you
Technically,
are so stupid.
Microsoft would be Xbox with a lot of fiber. Cut it.
Yeah.
Get
Cut
that
it.
out of
Take
here.
that out. That's the clip.
Tried making a dad joke and it didn't work.
No, we should probably avoid doing that. For the most part.
That was painful. I don't want anyone to hear that.
Well, they're gonna hear it. We're not cutting that
I know.
out. Get fucked,
Fuck.
nerd. Oh man. So what led us into that part of the conversation? I have forgotten.
What's new in the video game world?
Oh, nothing. Not a guy. I am excited as fuck for Assetto Corsa 2.
When's that release?
I don't know. That's how excited I am. I think it's sometime this year. So
I've been meaning to say we should talk a little bit about that game at some point. Probably not this podcast
we
or
should
a show,
do
but a different one.
we should do like Jerry Seinfeld does, where he does the podcast where he's like driving and talking. We'll both drive on like the sh- I forget what the name of the map is.
The Shitoko Revival
Yeah, the
Project.
Shotoko Revival. Yeah, we'll just drive around on there, and have the webcam on with. We got to edit it somehow to where you can see, the back of our head, but it's the car view from the front. Anyway,
That'd be so
that would
awesome.
be a fun little car chat thing. We could talk about the game and stuff because, like, in my opinion, Assetto Corsa is probably. I know that hardcore sim racers will be like, "You're out of your goddamn mind." It's good, but it's not that good. I would say honestly, it's the pinnacle for overall gameplay. So if they add rally into Assetto Corsa 2, which I'm pretty sure they're not going to, but if they did, it would probably be my favorite race game of all time. I think right now my favorite racing game would have to be Gran Turismo 3 because the rally in that was so good. So good.
I think that's our second time talking about that.
Rallying?
Maybe. Yeah, I might be blending in a different show
Possibly.
with Grant, but I know you talked about Rally last week.
I love rally racing. Rally racing is my favorite. It sucked that EA got the rights to WRC because that was the, what was it? I don't know what it was. WRC. I don't know what the most recent one was by the last studio, but that was the last one I bought.
I want some of the old dirts to come back.
Dirt 2 is still a solid title. The problem with Dirt 2 is the quality of the graphics are trash. The textures are bad. So
Mhm.
I'm sure that there's mods and stuff that fix it to make it look nice. And there are some mods that I've messed with, but it never I want it to feel like a new game. I want it to feel like, you know, the WRC games are pretty good looking. It's just a level of quality that I want from a game that I'm going to sink a lot of hours into. At least nowadays when you know,
I prefer rallycross to rally myself, but they're both fun.
Rallycross is fun, but I like I don't study maps, or I don't know what you call them. It's not a circuit. It's a oh man, I forget what it's called. It's a trail basically. I don't study them, and I might learn them after a while, but I just like going as fast as I can and just listening to the co-pilot tell you, 40 right, 60 left ahead.
Some guy in his 1-ton Dodge last night with the long box leaves the bar at 1:30 in the morning and just gets on it and rips right into a pothole. It was hilarious. Thought he just about snapped the box off the frame. It was such a hard hit.
That guy's got a little penis.
Yep.
Little old penis Timmy ripping through the driveway. The girls took note of his tiny penis as he drove by.
Please give me a DUI. Let me just get on the gas the moment I leave the bar at 1:30 in the morning.
Right? Never gotten a DUI.
Me neither.
Never gotten arrested either. I've been in the back of a cop car a few times. I've been in handcuffs multiple times. But I'm pretty good about making sure that I'm not in a situation where I'm going to go to jail. Nor do I let my friends put me in those situations because I'm not fin to rat on them either for the sake of saving myself, but
I've never had any issues. Hopefully don't, but just one speeding ticket, one seatbelt fine, and that's it. I've had lots of bad interactions with cops though. Not really to my doing, but if I'm at like a gathering somewhere, uh, generally they're unpleasant interactions.
I can't even talk about some of the situations I've gotten into because some of the words that were used are not of. There's no free speech left on the internet unless you're a hard lefty and you're on like Antifa only page. But my buddy on one of his tickets it says, and the cop. This is from the cop's notes. He's like describing what's happening, and then he says, and then he called me a boot, a bundle of sticks.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
I'm a big supporter of the boys in blue. I think the minority of the bad ones ruin it for a lot of the ones that are decent.
that's with
So,
everything. I got no problem with cops. That's why when
yeah.
I'm around them, I just make sure I'm following the rules. Because like I got family members that are cops, and you know, there's nothing that I've done in my life that I wouldn't tell them because I know they're not gonna arrest me. Like
Hmm.
they don't care like that. It's a job at the end of the day. So, and it's a tough job. It's a shitty job.
Oh, it'd
It's
be a
not.
horrible job
Yeah,
to
unless you're like living
tread
amongst.
water.
Yeah, yeah, that's the whole thing. You're dealing with everybody all day long. There's crazy people, regular people. There's people who are going through some shit. You never know who you're going to be dealing with, and anybody can kill anybody at the end of the day. So, I don't,
Yep.
I don't hate cops. I'm not going to be the one to say fuck cops, but I definitely I have definitely gone through most of my life trying to avoid them. Yeah, because I don't. The law to me is a rule that's meant to be broken. All laws.
Oh man. That's why they're in place, is what you're saying?
They're in place so I can break them. Yeah.
Did you know that when so I teach business law, and the first thing we learn about is ethics, and I give this awesome crash course on ethics to the students and just give them a bunch of funny examples. But the whole point of the law is because not everyone's ethical, and there's a fine line and there's gray areas, so that's why there's a law.
That's the whole thing with like we'll just use guns for example. Um, they make laws on guns, but if you're breaking the law, you don't care about the rules. So only law-abiding citizens are being affected. So what really is the goal at the end of the day here? Because a criminal doesn't care what the law is. They're gonna do what they want. If they want to get a gun, I mean, the whole thing about guns is they can be manufactured in your house. It's not, yeah, your barrel needs to be hardened steel and you really have to have some know-how, but at the same time, it's something that can be manufactured on a small level. I don't know if you've seen videos of those guys over in like the Middle East in the gun markets that are hand making guns. But I mean, that's just it. If somebody needs a gun that badly, they'll fucking make it. I mean, the plans are there. They're already created. Everything exists. It's just, resourcing everything. But anyway, that's the
Yeah,
same kind of thing with like, with ethics. And it's not everybody can be trusted with a gun, but you know, most people can for the most part.
I think so. I think the majority can. I know that when I get a handgun, I've been looking at them lately. When I get a handgun, I want one for target shooting, I want one for home defense, and I want one that I can conceal and carry if I go on trips. You are different than I am, but I don't think I'm going to conceal and carry everywhere. Um,
I can still carry in the bank in the Federal Reserve. I don't give a fuck. Because in Oklahoma, which is where I am, I don't really give a fuck if anybody knows that. It's a I forget, a constitutional carry state, so I can carry a pistol anywhere I want to, outside of places that post do not carry a pistol in here. And there's some places out here that say please carry a gun. And those are my
can
favorite.
you carry in a shopping mall?
Yeah, as long as it's not
Yeah.
posted that you can't. And realistically, I gotta imagine most people don't follow that rule because oh, I'm gonna unarm myself, a law-abiding. I'm not talking about myself here because law-abiding, but no, just kidding. But they're I'm a law-abiding citizen, and you're saying that only somebody who's willing to break the law can come in here with a gun, or break the rules can come in here with a gun. No thanks. I think I'll take my chances of it maybe getting a ticket for carrying somewhere, and if not, they're just gonna kick you out of where you're at. I mean, realistically, there's no legal thing. The only place you really can't carry would be in a federal property or a state property, so like a courthouse or your post office. Realistically, those are the two places you shouldn't be carrying a gun.
Mm. I forget that you can't carry in a post office.
It's because it's a federal facility, and you know there's shit going on
Alarming, you say?
there.
That's an RP. If anyone hasn't seen that, maybe sometime we'll post that clip.
Which one is that?
Uh, there's a video of me talking to a lawman of some sort, and it gets spicy. I don't remember. They always get spicy.
I'd always get spicy. God, have you been?
It's
I've
not
been
always
wanting.
my doing.
I've been wanting to RP lately. Just finding a server is so tough. I guess we could always go back to Sin County, but like finding a server is really not easy, and especially in GTA, because there's so many servers. There's so many things to servers you have to learn, like when's the hot time, when you got good people in, when the shitters are in the server, and if it's a whitelist or a public server, you got to worry about people who don't care about getting banned or care about RP in general. So
That's the thing with Sin. It'd be nice to find a server that has people a little bit more seasoned with RP that are serious about it.
yeah, Sin County's probably a 2080 blend of serious and unserious. And when I say unserious, I mean people who aren't serious about RPing, not who aren't serious as their character. You know,
Yeah, they might just be grinders.
not even that. There's just some people that come in and they talk to you like, when I first joined RP, I was strict about, it was hard to not say like, oh, I just got a text message.
Oh, yeah.
But, um, yeah, that's my take on that. I don't know. We've been going for about 59 minutes and 21 seconds. So,
I
well,
think
a
that's
little
a good
less than that.
spot to call it. I think we need a comment. Any questions that you guys want us to talk about, or any statements that you think we should talk about in the next episode? We'll take into consideration.
Update. Update on his cousin. Oh, wait.
I do have one.
Yeah, never mind. You didn't say your cousin. I'll cut this part out. You didn't say it was
Didn't
your
I?
cousin, though, did you? Did you?
I don't know. I don't care.
Well, either way, update. It's normalized, so there's that.
Yeah. So it's somewhat normalized. There's a lot of money involved still.
Uh-oh.
A lot of money.
If you know, you know. If you don't, well, I guess you're going to be left wondering.
Episode episode 5 is this one. Episode 6, I'll give you the full update on what's been happening with my buddy who has this friend from a place we call Omaha.
Nebraska.
And he lives in a closet and he part-time pet
He
sits.
used to live in a closet and was in the closet from time to time.
That's my buddy. The
Yeah.
other guy lives in a closet.
Yeah.
physically. But yeah,
Yeah,
no,
two
yeah.
closet
I don't know
moms,
what's worse. Living in the closet,
or being
uh,
in the closet.
or being in the
And
closet.
he's out now, so who cares? Anyway, you want to give the outro here, and then we'll end it after that real awkward ending here.
It's funny what brought him out of the closet was someone who was in a closet.
Yeah. Wow. Wow. That's a piece of art right there. You should paint that. Somebody needs to paint them. He could be like the Jesus fingers touching, or the fingers
Yes.
touching, but it could be him reaching into the closet and the other guy reaching out of the closet.
With furry fingers
Yeah,
though.
they have to have
Whoops.
furry suits on. Whoop, there's the background. Hello.
My bad, my bad. All right. Well, thank you guys for watching Not Married to the Name.